Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're talking about $1 million condos in Miami. You guys know every now and then I got to talk about upscale luxury. And this is from number one, the first ever Mercedes-Benz property, real estate. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? Even they are getting into the real estate game. So we got to talk about Miami, Mercedes-Benz places. And again, it's amazing how upscale luxury prices increase, especially in a hot market like Miami, Florida. Thank you so much for being here and welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos. It's real estate investing at its finest. It is assets. And once you have the asset that increases in price so rapidly, it's ridiculous. So let me point some things out. When it first came out just a couple of months ago, a studio unit was $500,000. They're all sold out. They quickly moved to 800,000. They're sold out. So all you can do is get a one bedroom starting at $1.2 million. That's right, you heard me correct. But this is so exciting because if real estate moves like this in a booming market, this just solidifies why you need to buy real estate in a booming market if you are looking for investment. So here is the Mercedes-Benz places, Miami. But as you guys know, we always have to go over here to the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. Why? Because YouTube, they actually show members of the channel. Over here on the right hand side are a few, which I thank them very much. But if you'd like to become a member of the channel, there's a join button over here on the right hand side. And what do they receive under the community tab? They receive 1 or 2 messages per month specifically for them. They also receive a message under the community tab with the link to join me on any live stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. And any live stream they can join me and discuss anything they want to discuss. Or they can always come to the Wednesday night live stream, and only members with the icon next to their name are the only ones that can be in the chat room. Everybody else can watch on Wednesday nights. So there's plenty of things. Plus you have special emojis that hardly anybody knows about and uses. That's just for starters. Once you're a member for 1 year, then you receive an SSN Nation t-shirt. All right, now let's get back to Mercedes-Benz places. This should be very, very special. In fact, I'm going to change this into a full frontal view. Hopefully that works out. All right, here we go. Towers are unique. These are renderings, just keep that in mind. This is a lot of pages, so I can't even leave this as a link down below because it's 265 megabytes, 55 pages. But I just want to start this off with, make comments down below what you think as we're going through this. Mercedes-Benz is the first automotive brand to plan, create, and operate places for future-oriented communities where mobility solutions merge with innovative living concepts. Now, some of you would say, wait, isn't there an Aston Martin building? Isn't there a Porsche building? Isn't there? That's exactly right, there is. In Miami already, and a few others. So they're not like the first, but what they're sounding like is they're trying to do holistic living ecosystems to adapt to the needs of their residences. So they're trying to say they're going to actually make adaptations to their space. So again, JDS Development, I'm not going to get into that. And the architect is Shop Architects from New York. So you know this is going to be awesome. Woods Baggett, once again, the interior designer, you know it's going to be minimalistic. Oh, okay. It's a global architectural studio specializing in architecture, interiors, and master planning. Just so you understand what they're doing here, the team specializes in bespoke interiors that work in harmony with the existing architectural context. So again, these are all specially designed by them. So that makes this exciting. Field operations is the landscape architect. So that means you're in good hands. And exclusive sales and marketing by Sirhan from Miami, but Sirhan in New York. Also, people may have seen him on the TV shows. So once again, the Brickell neighborhood is on point. Let me know what you guys are thinking down below in the description. On any of the descriptions, podcasts, any Instagrams, YouTube, social media, Facebook, let me know. Now, I just wanted to show you, you can see where the Mercedes-Benz is located. The most important things I think on top of this is, let's go to number 16. Brickell Metro Mover Station is 1/10 of a mile away. That is right here. So to move around, that is excellent. That is awfully close. You can see right here, it's not near the water. But let's get into number 10. So number 10 is Komodo, 0.6 of a mile, which is a kilometer. All right, so 11 and 12, Osaka, LPM Restaurant and Bar. Zuma is at number 14. So that gives you an idea of where we are. Across the river is Zuma. All right, now, number 1, Brickell City Center. If you're familiar with this part of downtown. Downtown Miami's across the river. Just keep that in mind. But they still are calling this like downtown Miami as well. Bayfront Park is, let's see, it should be around here somewhere. Somewhere in this area. So again, it's close by, 1.3 miles. So if that's 1.3 miles, then that's what it is. Freedom Tower, which is in front, well, is like here. Well, I should say about here. So that kind of makes the park somewhere in this neighborhood. So that gives you an idea of where Casilla Center, which is home of the Miami Heat, 1.6 miles. Once again, that's like around here. So 1 mile, 1.6 miles means this is plenty walking distances. Number 7, Sexy Fish, Miami. Dirty French is number 8. So walking distance within a half a mile. So you can walk around all the neighborhood. And we'll get into some other things as well. Because Wynwood Arts District, I don't know what they're talking about, but it's okay. 15. What's number 5 up here? History, Miami. I didn't know where that is. Mary Brickell Village is number 6. So I just want to go over that real quick, just so everybody can see what it is. Why Brickell, Miami, referred to as the Manhattan of the South. Okay, all right, I see you. I see you. Times World's Best Cities 2023 ranked Miami 6th as one of the best cities in America. It's very true. It's a hot market, and quite frankly, the top 10 percenters, they are buying property here because it goes up so fast. In pre-construction, all you have to do is get on the very first phase and hold, and you've made money. That's how fast this is, and I love the way that they actually do their pre-construction payment plan. 20% down, not out the ordinary nowadays. But what I love is 10% down based on steps. That's what I like. When we do the foundation, or when we get up to your floor, another 10%. We'll go into some of that shortly. But that's what's so special about this. Timeless design inspired by Miami. Of course, it has to be a little bit different. So here is different. Some people like it. Some people may not. Let me know what you think about this. But look at here. Floors 32 to 40. Levels 42 to 51. Levels 52 to 65. But here's 52 to 67 in the other tower. Tower 1. And then there's Tower 2. So keep in mind, 32 to 40 in Tower 1, but there's another Tower 2. Once again, the park. Here we go. Southside Park is one of the largest green spaces in Brickell. Do you see basketball court down here? Yes, you do. Playground? Yes, you do. Park serves connective node to the Brickell neighborhood through the pathways of Miami's recently opened and celebrated, underlined also by field operations. The entire city block is conceived as harmonious pedestrian and public realm. Okay, that's going to be pretty cool, I have to admit. If you want to buy from here, you need to contact me on WhatsApp, all right, and we'll get you in touch with our favorite realtor there, so you can actually go and get a private viewing via Zoom, so that way you'll understand what else is going on. But this is that area, pedestrian area, open to the general public. Is pretty cool as well. Tennis courts I see over here, basketball courts, park areas. Some amenities are going to be included. I guess I'm going to have to go a little bit faster, right? Unmatched amenities and services. 130,000 total square feet of amenity and hospitality space, from the park to the pools to the rooftop. Rooftop pool, exclusive rooftop pool for residents. There you go. Cafe, there you go. 2 signature restaurants. There we go. Cocktail bar, beautiful. Sun and garden pools, towel, and F&B service. Residence lounges, awesome. Co-working spaces, awesome. Yes, screening room, awesome. Custom Mercedes-Benz race car simulator, awesome. Kids room, awesome. Chef's kitchen with private dining room. How cool is that? Outdoor kitchen and dining area. Mercedes-Benz house cars. EV stations, and my favorite, last bit, recording studio. You know who's going to be living there. People in the entertainment business for sure, the finance business, all different walks of life, movie business. They'll be staying there, especially when you start talking about $1.2 million for a condo. But here's a draft. This is the presentation that came out. So I'm going to go through this. Here's the screening room. Clearly is going to be awesome. I'm one of these days I'll have to give you stories about some screening rooms and the recording studio. And in fact, I'll just go back to this screening rooms. You would be surprised, like if you're in this building, all right, what's going to end up happening is somebody in Hollywood or the entertainment business, they're going to say, hey, there's a movie that we just made. Let me know what you think about it. And they may not even say that. They'll just say, hey, it's movie night, which is what used to happen. It's movie night. Come check out this movie. And you'd see the movie and you'd think, oh man, where's this movie from? Never saw that. And they'd just walk out and never say anything. And then a year and a half, 2 years later, you'll see a movie come out that's getting hype. And you're like, in your brain, like, I've seen that before. I've seen that scene somewhere before. And it was because of places like this, along with movie, when they have the movie, like in Park City, Utah, in Napa, when they have film screenings and things like that. And then 2 or 3 years later, you're realizing, man, I've seen this somewhere, or something like this before, or something. It's crazy. But nonetheless, that's the story, ladies and gentlemen. Private residence, rooftop sunset lounge. Remember, all these are renderings. If it's going to look clean like this, probably. We just don't know exactly if it'll be like this, but this gives you an idea. And overlooking, that's pretty cool. So even if you have a city view, you can always come up to the pool area, the rooftop deck, rooftop pool, or you can go to that other nice area where the owner's lounge is and get views. Here's the pool. Got to have wellness in this day and age. Everybody wants to live to 100. It's quite possible with all of the innovations with regard to food and health and being able to train and knowing what's good and bad for you. A lot of people can find out that information. Series of saunas. Ocean Ritual Circuit. I don't even know what that is. Cabanas. Himalayan Salt Room. Aromatherapy Room. Steam Room. Fitness Center. And as you can see, the pool for everybody on podcast. You guys can hear in the sound of my voice. This place, wellness deck is what they're calling it. They have a wellness deck. So whatever that is, it's pretty cool just to be lounging. And the wellness deck, it looks like Onsen, O-N-S-E-N, Ritual Circuit. It looks like spa, and I can't tell if it's cold and hot, but definitely they have 3 spas showing, which is or jacuzzis, Fitness center. Oh, Mo, he's gonna like this fitness center. This is big. This is what you want. On-site residences, every detail considered. I'll keep moving a little bit faster. Refined detailing, contrasting surfaces. I love these wraparound decks. They're only 5 feet deep, but that's all you need because the wraparound deck in itself is enough. 10-foot floor-to-ceiling windows frame the phenomenon of the Miami sunset and the most fascinating views of the city. Terraces lure in the light. Yeah, you gotta like that. There it is, 5 foot deep terraces, engineered hardwood floors, of course, Bosch washer and dryer, custom fixtures in chrome finish. From studios to 3 bedrooms, each resident is an immersion in modernity and luxury. Meticulously conceived and created by the interiors experts Woods Baggett. All right, give them credit. Now, if they do this type of styling, this is one of my favorite types of furnishings. This minimalist, clean, cool, right? That's cool. All this is clean and cool if they actually design it like this. This is beautiful. All right. Let me know what you guys think about this design if you think this is pretty cool. It's very interesting because these unit sizes vary. This kitchen is interesting as well. It's open. All right, superior white stained red oak cabinetry. That would be awesome. Metal wrapped upper cabinets in dark finish. That would be awesome. Stone countertops. Okay. Fully custom island with black lacquered cabinetry and dine-in counter. Yes, okay. Countertop. Uh, Fully integrated suite of melee appliances, including refrigerator, induction cooktop, convection oven, dishwasher, wine fridge, and speed oven. 2 ovens, which is a microwave, is what it is. But the microwave oven can actually, they actually have a setting for to act like a regular oven. So that's why these are awesome to have. What would be even better is if you have a chef in the house, you want 2 ovens and you still want that quick microwave oven. That would be awesome. Just letting you know. And if anybody's actually building homes, that's what you do. All right. Principal bathroom. I'm just going to scroll right through this. I don't want to get into this too much further, but I wanted you to see the floor plans because it starts at floors 32 through 40, 403 square feet, and it's very simple. That's a studio unit that was $500,000 originally. They are all sold out. All studios are sold out. So you can't even get this if you wanted it. All right. This is the northwest view over the city. See the highway. And here we go with a 1 bedroom that has a den. So that makes this very interesting, at least what they're calling the den area. But nonetheless, the den is up front. And that's kind of, it doesn't look like it's that big, but this is 728 square feet. For a 1 bedroom unit, that's pretty big for a 1 bedroom. Let's call it what it is. All right. Simple. Here's the view, though. I'll take the view. This is what is this a $1 million view? Is it? This is floor 32 through 40. You tell me. Is this a $1 million view? The question is, what's going to be here? You need to know that if this is their view or somewhat of this view. But once you know what's here, is it going to be 15 floors, 20 floors, 30 floors? Got to find out, right? If you care about views, because they're building this city. So you got to keep that in mind. Here goes something 1,253 square feet. This is a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Every room, the living room, first bedroom, second bedroom, all run along the terrace space, which again, it's going to be 5 feet deep on the terrace, 5 feet wide. But every room has sliding glass off of it, whether it's the bedrooms or whether it's the living room, dining room, combination area. Very nice, which this is interesting. It's 1,253 square feet. And this is the type of view. The south view, residence 3212 south view. So something of this area here. But you're in the city, downtown. Here goes a 3 bedroom. This is crazy. 3 bedroom. Is it 3 bathrooms? But there's a powder room, so that makes it 3.5 bathrooms. But look at this. 2,116 square feet. Just write this down, a 2-bedroom, because when I get into the pricing, you guys are going to be like, oh my God. Some people are going to be like, where do I sign up? Here goes the city view once again, northwest view. And then we're going to go into site photography. We don't really need to go into that too much. But some people, if you're thinking about Airbnb, it's not approved. All right? Why? Because you can see the rental policy here. 2 times per year, every 6 months. There you go. 2 times a year, every 6 months. So if you do some rentals, it will have to be 6-month rental minimum, 6-month lease minimum. All right, 50% buyer's deposit. Here we go. 20% at contract, like I told you at the beginning. Look at this. 180 days from signed contract, 10%. But here's what I love. If you got on 33rd level, you don't have to give your next 10% until they reach your residence level up to the 33rd level has been built. I love that. Then the next 10% is not due until they get to the top and it's topped off. I love that. And then when they finish everything, 50% balance due at closing. I wish everybody had this type of schedule when they do pre-constructions. HOA, which seems slow, is $1.53 per square foot. That seems awfully low. Interesting. Construction timeline, currently under construction, crane installed on site, anticipated delivery 2028. Flag, not publicly announced. Same operator as One Hotels and Homes. I'm not going to say this just in case because it could change over 4 years. Valet and self-parking, parking spaces not including in purchase. Not included in purchase. This is significant. If you drive and decide to have a parking space, you got to buy these. Which also means, I guess, you can rent them out as well, I'm thinking. So if you don't have a car, so is it worth it to buy? It all depends. Some would say yes, because that could be extra income. I don't know how much they are. Available first come, first serve for monthly fee. Fee at market rate. Yikes. That's the parking. You don't know what the fee is going to be, and we don't know what market rates are going to be in 2028. All right. Well, that's it. That was short and sweet for that round. Let's keep moving. Okay, so here we go. You saw this already. I'm not going to go further into this. Some of this I'll have links down below in the description box if you want to check it out. Get in touch with me with the WhatsApp link. I am the admin of the SSN Lifestyle Group. This is one of the SSN Lifestyle properties, upscale luxury. And I want to show you what's available. Look here. Studios, no availability. No availability. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, ranging from 725 square feet to 883 square feet. Can you believe? 1.295 million to 1.5. Unbelievable. But here's also what's very interesting. An 818 square foot, 1 bedroom, 1 bath plus den, you can also get for 1.215 million. 1,591 or $1.591 million. Up to 938 square feet. So 818 to 938 square feet. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. Now this is where things get wild. 1,067 square feet up to 1,344 square feet. The price ranges from 1.7 to 2.2 million. How about 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths? That's around 1,267 square feet to 1,278 square feet at 1.9 to 2.1 million. And then the place with the den starts just a little bit more but it's 1,300 square feet only, and it's $2 million to 2.1. And then a 3 bedroom, 3 bath, which is starting from 1.6, or sorry, 1,640 square feet to 1,840 square feet. It's at 2.6 to $3.1 million. Let me know what you guys think about these prices. I want to hear from you. We got some high rollers around here. Let me know what you guys think about this location, this price. Let me know. It's kind of exciting. I want to hear from you about this. All right? Make those comments down below. And again, I was going to go over the payment schedule, but 20% at contract, 10% 180 days, which is 6 months later from contract signing, 10% once they get up to your residence level for the building, and then once they get to the top it off, that's 10% more. And then here you go, 50% due at closing. There you go. What more do you need, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know what you think about this property, because again, the moral of the story, you buy early. Sure, you're going to have to wait 4 years in this case, but the property value has already went up, depending on which unit size, anywhere from $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 more than when it first came out. That's why you have to keep your ear to the ground if you're an investor, and any type of investor, whether it's stocks, whether it's real estate, whether it's buying businesses. Being first does matter. Just like a startup in a company, being first, if the company's successful, you reap huge rewards. Same thing here. But here's the funny part about this overall. Even if you're not first and you get in a little bit better, this helps you with real estate investing. Straight up. You can't lose, because if the values maintain themselves, which they should because it's upscale luxury, then you're not going to lose. You can always resell it at any time and get your money back. So that's one of the good things. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and that's why we have to talk about opportunities. Some people would say, hey, Eric, why do you show me this? I can't afford it. Well, see, that's because we talk about something else that you can afford. Lower pre-construction properties, or forget about pre-construction or real estate altogether. Maybe you want to do something else. Maybe you just want to invest in stocks where you have dividends coming in. But either way, we're here for you. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this on all platforms. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.